Okay, let's go and jump some ranked games with a random character and see how we're going to get to that. So it looks like we're playing the big old Berserker. We do start off with Arm Steel, which is crazy absurd. We also start off with Hammer. Let's take the extra stone. Kind of want to take the banana, but I'm going to take a set of healing herbs and I'm going to roll again because we're going to need some extra storage, which we actually missed. I'm going to be greedy this round, so we could have our setup like this, and this is probably going to be our best setup. But we could take this piggy bank to smash it open. And I think this is going to be round one. We're going to be way too greedy for our own comforts. We'll see how we get on with this, because the hammer is only going to do a certain amount of damage. We're going to out a stamina proc after 2 hits. But it does do a lot of damage in round one. However, they do have magic for dummies, which does give them that heals, surviving our next hit. And yeah, we're going to out a stamina right now. We do end up missing, and they're going to heal back up. And we could be in trouble because of that. That one miss could have made us lose this round. Because now they're healing back up, and every time our hammer hits, it's just not enough to take him out. Although that PT could chip him down. And awesome, we just barely survived that. We got a bunch of kinds, which we're going to want to roll to find a crap ton of stones. You're an armor as well, hell yeah. We want stones, we want healing herbs, we want this storage, and we do want this armor. I'm going to take the whetstone since it is on sale for this round. But we're going to take our armor in the next rounds. We are going to venture on with this. This should be a pretty decent round too. We should have a lot of damage. Small bit of survivability with these healing herbs. And the adventure is crafting up those piggy bank of riches. The scary thing is, they're going to have Am to Darkness, which means their hammer's going to hit for 10 damage at minimal. Then they're going to have a chance to deal 7 more damage. As you can see, we lost half our HP in one hammer hit. But we managed to just outpace our opponent. If they got a little more lucky, we could have lost that. Now we do have a choice to make. We could take Guard Power to try and stack up our power even more. It's not going to do too much for us. We could take Mana Mastery, go for a big mana buff bomb, because we're probably going to end up getting a Moon Shield anyway. We're definitely going to go for a Moon Shield and stack up a bunch of armor. I'm going to take that. And we could grab a Twine Badge, so we could go for practically large Bloodthorne. Let's take this for now. Let's take our armor. Let's take our Twine Badge. We could take the dagger, but I'm not going to be planning on sticking with the hammer for too long anyways. Now we do want to put this in. I'm going to sell this to roll once. We do get our twine, we get our storage. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put in our Armor Steel so we get at least 1 in power. And yeah, I'm going to move on. We're not even going to have our skill in. This should be pretty decent. We get crazy absurd amount of block. And can we outpace this Berserker rocking a Spicy Banana with 2 Hero Swords? Potentially, they're going to get lots and lots of heals, which could be troublesome. But our stones are going to be doing a little bit more damage with that in power for now as well. But unfortunately, our greediness is unfortunately potentially going to take us out. Yeah, definitely is. Well, I sell you. Let's grab our storage. Let's grab our twine. We probably should have put this in and rolled to try and grab more twine, but it is what it is. You're a big old cheese. I'm going to take you. And do we take even more storage? I mean, we're going to need to take it anyway, but it's not great to be taking a bunch of storage if you have no use for it. I'm going to continue to roll though. We definitely want to grab another stone. We could grab this as well, which, hell yeah, I'm going to be taking it. The problem with our setup right now is we're still rocking a hammer with no daggers. We definitely want to grab ourselves a Hunger Blade. And yeah, that's about it. We have Mana Mastery, which is a skill that doesn't really do anything for us right now, unfortunately. But with our cheese in, we should be able to scalp our max life and get random buffs, which is going to be nice if it gives us Empower or Vampirism. It's going to be really, really nice. It gives us a little bit of spikes, which is a little bit more chip damage, and not too bad. Now let's grab you. Let's grab our stone. Let's go ahead and grab another piggy bank. Now we could also try to go for our own piggy bank of riches. We can also take our little forging hammer since we're going to be stacking up in power. I think it is worth grabbing. But I'm going to venture on. I'm not going to craft up our strong stone skill pot. I did take out a regen to add in our cheese still, as well as our piggy bank as well, so we can get even more value. But can we take on the spike stacking turnip with heavy drinking? They're actually going to be trying to inflict a bunch of poison, but lucky for us, the heavy drinking is going to be really, really slow. If you don't target a potion with this, it is crazy slow. Now, heavy drinking with poison pots on a ranger could actually be kind of fun. Going for that Poison Ivy subclass. But hell yeah. And we could have got our own piggy bank of riches. But we're going to sell that. We're going to grab our stamina sack. Let's grab our little forging hammer. Let's grab the piggy bank. And another twine. Let's roll. Although, we're going to take another stone skin pop because that's going to be even more in power for us. I wouldn't mind taking a box of riches, but I'm also thinking about just selling that. Because I do want to grab another iron phenomena. We do need to find ourselves that hunger blade relatively fast. We're still rocking a simple hammer and a small hammer. But we do start off with 3 in power with infinite block. I say infinite blocks, 165 block. It's not a whole lot of block, but it does increase the damage on our little forging hammer. We are hitting the shield, which is going to eat up our stamina, but our stones are going to be ranged and don't get blocked. But that's a big old burning blade. With some heats, they're going to be getting tons and tons of damage scaling with the torch and the burning blade. With lots of heat as well. Yeah, unfortunately, we definitely do not stand a chance against this opponent. But let's grab you. I'm at a feasting. Maybe not that great. We're going to grab this bit of storage. We're going to roll. We could take the customer card if we wanted. We could grab more armor, which I'm not planning on doing. And I'm going to roll a bit deeper. I'm going to sell the Amity Feasting because I don't really want it. We do get our mana orb, which I'm going to have to take, but we also got ourselves that dagger. So it's looking like we're going for hammer dagger action. Not what I wanted. Definitely want to go for a practically large Bloodthorne. Because with a bit more block, we're going to start off with a bit more in power, which means we're going to get a practically large Bloodthorne off the ground running. But we definitely want to add in a mana orb, so that way we can get our moon shields, get even more block, get even more power, and potentially get a big mana buff and bomb as well. But it's not looking too bad. It's going to begin this spike stacking a double shield adventure. Hell yeah, we do enter a battle rage, and this cheese putting in a lot of work for scaling up our max life. Also, now the question is, if we want to go hammer dagger action still, we do take our Shaman mask, because we can grab those elephant runes which stun our opponents. So we can end up doing a multi-stun, one-hit hammer smashing action. I mean, we could also grab Hawk runes, which I'm kind of down for as well. Now we actually get the new rune, which is going to give us 50% chance to gain vampirism on hit. Or whenever we get 10 buffs, gain 4 block. Let's grab our storage, let's grab another piggy bank, let's grab our mana orb, let's roll again, and we do get a turnip. Now the question is, do we want to craft up a spectral dagger? It would be nice right now. It definitely would be nice right now. But I'm also going to move on to our turnip next round. I'm going to take out our time badge, I'm going to put back in our hammer. I still haven't crafted up a dragon skull armor because I'd actually prefer to go for a vampiric armor. We got 165 blocks still. We should be able to generate up a little bit more mana. We should be able to use up whatever luck we do have with our Shaman mask to give us a few buffs. It only triggers once. So we have no real way to stack up our luck. But it's not too bad because we're going to scale up our vampirism, which is going to give us a ton of heals. Our opponent does have the water elemental with a bunch of ones. They're going to be stacking up a lot of power, but they have no weapons outside their water elemental. But that's a lot of coal stacked up on us, which could be troublesome still. Slowing us down really, really bad for us. We do enter a battle rage, triggering everything a little bit faster, but it's just not going to be good enough. So what we're going to do is, we're going to say goodbye to hammer. We're also going to say goodbye to spectral dagger. We're going to take this now as well. We're also going to take our armor. We're also going to sell this for now as well. And take a mana orb. So we did a big transition right now. I do want to roll. Let's take another fanny pack. We definitely want to take an extra stone. We're going to roll again. And we're going to keep rolling. That's going to be our vampiric armor, which will be smashing. And we don't necessarily need a time badge anymore. It's going to be nice once we do craft it up though. But I'm also thinking about selling now. Because I really do want to craft up our vampiric armor. We could also go for stone golem. I'm not as interested in stone golem to be honest. So I'm thinking about selling 2 stones. We could craft up a strong stone skin pop, but I don't think it's going to be that worth it. I do want to craft this up. And I do want to put in a regen as well for now as well. Once you craft up our vampiric armor, we can actually have our twine badge target as well. So it triggers a lot faster, but we are going to move on with this. We're going to get our moon shield, which is going to give us crazy absurd amount of mana. And we're going to try to get a big mana buff bomb from the get-go. So we get tons and tons and tons of buffs. And we do start off with 4 in power right now. So if we had a turnip, or if we had a Tarn Bloom, We'd actually get a lot more max life. Now, selling that gemstone means we can't really activate a Shaman mask, unfortunately. Because we don't have any socketed gemstones except for a little tiger rune. Now, it's not the rune I was looking for. I definitely want to grab ourselves a bit of a different rune. Those Hawk runes will be amazing. Give us a bunch of crit damage. But that's a lot of buffs. We do get a big mana buff bomb just in time. And smashing. We got a vampiric armor with our moon shields, so it should be smashing. And now, do we want to grab enchanted weapons? It's really not great. Guard power is also really not great because we're going to get empower off the get-go. And No Words Please is counterintuitive to what we want to do. So it's either enchanted weapons or a big old gamble. And we got the big old gamble, which is going to give us a bunch of block chance on our moon shield. We did get a Hawk rune, which is going to give us a bunch of crits. Let's also take this because I do want to roll. And we're going to get our Hunger Blade online. But I think we're going to sell one twine. We're going to sell one twine so we can grab this for now as well. And we're definitely going to craft up this Bloodthorne. I do kind of want to keep our Crystal Guard in. I do also really want to add in our regen so we can get a bunch of Vampirism. But I think we're going to rock on with this. Now, you're actually going to give us quite a bit of mana, but it's not quite going to give us our big mana buff bomb just yet. But at least with our Vampiric Armor, it's going to be scaling up our mana first as well, which should be awesome. So we should be able to eventually get a big mana buff bomb, give us a ton of buffs, give us Vampirism, give us more Empower, and smashing. Now, we could have went for Stone Golem if we kept our stones. We do get a hard contender right now. We could also try to go for double Vampiric Armor, or we could just roll. I'm thinking about just rolling, because all we want to do is find our Practically Large Greatsword. We do get a Corrupted Crystal, which, yeah, we're going to sell. But we're going to roll. Divine Pot, another Moon Shield will be kind of awesome. Let's grab this bit of storage. Let's roll again. Do we want a Rogue Pot? Not exactly. We could take the pair of boots. Since they're on sell, we roll again. We do get another Hawk rune. That's smashing. We're going to sell this little blue gemstone to take for now as well. And unfortunately, we're going to have to move on. And we can also craft up stone shoes as well, but I don't think I'd want to craft up stone shoes. But we do instantly activate them since we use up a lot of our HP, but this Bloodthorne is going to do some massive damage. Hell yeah. We can also go for a Stone Helmet. A Stone Helmet gives us a little bit more block. It's really, really nice, but again, we could trade up a Hawk rune for a mana bot. I don't really want that. Let's grab our storage. We're going to keep rolling until we find our Practically Large Greatsword. Now that's another treasure on sale with a doggo. That's amazing. That's amazing because that is going to be scaling up block for us. So it's definitely going to be amazing. Now I'm going to continue to roll. Another Hawk rune is amazing. I'm going to sell these 2 tickets straight away. And we can't really place it inside our weapon for now. No. Honestly, this sucks really, really bad inside our armor. And it's not that great outside our armor. But actually stacking up a little bit of blind might be pretty decent for now as well. We could also have it being a trigger for Mana Orb, which is not too bad actually. But yeah, gonna rock on. We're gonna rock on. I did place our Moon Shield in this position, so we should be able to get quite a bit of mana. And with our Wisdom Pup, we should be able to scale up our mana a little bit more as well. But opponent does have a Devouring Spear for a lot of freaking Vampirism scaling. They're also going to be removing a lot of our buffs. And one thing the Bloodthorne actually does suffer from is removing buffs. But we got insane buffs. And you know what? Hell yeah. Not too bad even. Now I'm going to take another Badger Rune because Badger Rune is going to give us a ton of striability during Battle Rage. Let's take this fanny pack, let's roll. It's only a matter of time before we do find our Practically Large Greatsword. Or are we going to find that? Maybe. We could take the piggy bank, don't really want it. We could grab another treasure. I'm going to grab another practical purse as I roll for now as well. And we do get a second mana orb. Now we could also just bite the bullet and take a prismatic orb and just get that mana from the get-go. But I think we sell our boots to take this extra mana orb. But yeah, I'm going to venture on. Because we could end up getting 2 mana buff bombs, but it is a little bit more greedy to be honest. I don't think we're going to be able to get 2 big mana buff bombs. But we'll see. Now with our Tiger Rune, every time we get a few buffs, we're going to get a small bit of block. It's not crazy by any means. We'd rather actually get our Vampirism, but I do want that big crit chance on a Bloodthorne. It's only 24% chance. But hell yeah. So we actually end up with about a 56 DPS. 52 DPS, since our Bloodthorne does the vast majority of it. So in order to actually win out, we're going to need to find ourselves that Impractically Large Bloodthorne. Now as for heals, 10 healing per second is really not great. Our opponent did have a lot of heal reduction. They also had stunned with Ambush Steel as well. As for maximum health gain, our cheese did give us 30 max life, which is not crazy by any means. But as for block, we managed to get 528 block. So we're going to see, can we make this crazier? And yeah, we're definitely going to make it crazier. We're about to get this online. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to take this bit of storage. We could grab this as well, but I'm going to keep rolling for now. And let's keep going. Now I do want to grab more blueberries, because more blueberries means more stacking luck. It's not going to be about mana, it's going to be about stacking up our luck for a Shaman mask. So I'm going to take it. We don't necessarily need a customer card anymore, so I'm going to sell it. And I'm going to keep rolling for now. We do get another mana orb, which honestly at this point I'm not going to take. We still have our stones. I do like our stones quite a bit, because if we come across an opponent who's rocking something like wing boots, our little stones can take that hate away from opponents. We got infinite empower, and not even going to be close. And we're about to get Impractically Large Bloodthorne online, which is going to be amazing. And this big old sword can hold a crap ton of runes. So I'm going to be looking for more Hawk runes, for more crits, for more crit damage. But we're also going to do a little bit of gambling. Piggy Bank of Riches is kind of awesome, but it is going to dilute the pool. Looking for runes. Now we could keep it, which I'm going to do. We do get one big flawed ruby, which I don't necessarily want. I do want another badge rune as I roll again. Cheese on sale, I'm not going to be taking. And I'm going to take this little emerald because it's going to be some empower or some regen first. I'm not going to take another bloody amulet. We could take it, but yeah, I'm not going to be too pushed about. But this Impractically Large Bloodthorne is going to have 36% crit chance. We're going to have that empower off the get-go. It's going to be dealing that big damage. And we could get a one big smack and a mason. Hell yeah. Now let's take this. And I think we literally won the game. Let's gamble again. Another bag of stones, a bit more storage. Actually glad about the storage. Stones not so much. Let's grab a little chipped ruby. I'm going to take this out as I roll. We do get another Hawk rune for a bit more block. And we could also just duplicate our buffs, which I'm kind of down for instead. The problem with positioning this Amethyst Steel is right now, it's not going to be able to target our Vampiric Armor the way we do have it set up. I'm going to sell this to grab a small bit more block from the beginning as well. But we could literally just do it this way. And that's pretty much everything sorted. We don't get the little bit of extra block from Moon Shields on this amulet, but everything else is looking pretty darn smashing. Now we're going to get 24% chance to duplicate the buffs we do get, versus having potentially every 10 buffs gain 4 block. It's really not great for 10 buffs. I think we are going to move on with this though. Impractically Large Bloodthorne, we're going to have crazy, we're going to be one shot. We're just going to be one shot from a hammer dagger action. Can we survive this with our own one shot potentially? Hell yeah, 347 crit. Hammer dagger action with Blue Sage's collars. I'm surprised they didn't get that stun. We got super lucky. If they got one stun there, we're going to be in huge trouble, but yeah, we managed to outpace him, which is always awesome to outpace a hammer dagger action. Now at this point, I'm just going to take our prismatic sword. Prismatic orb, I mean. Let's take out a Piggy Bank of Riches as I roll. And that's going to be 4 Hawk runes. The dream is to get 5 big Hawk runes on Impractically Large Bloodthorne. But we're going to sell these gemstones to take it. And we are going to start off with 8 more mana with a Prismatic Orb. Now also this is possibly the worst position to break in Mana Mastery of all time as well. But yeah, I'm not even going to bother taking another Mana Orb. I'm going to venture on with this. So we should potentially be able to get a big Mana Buff Bomb instantly. Yeah, we do get it. We get 20 in power. And 304 crit. Literally one shot. Now I'm going to risk it all. We could just take this to try and hit through armor. But I'm going to risk it all looking for one final Hawk rune. Can we find it? And we could also add a lamp for even more damage because we're going to get blocked, we're going to get buffs. We could just take that and do more damage. But let's try to find this Hawk rune. We do get an Elephant rune. We're going to keep rolling. Can we find one more? Well, we keep our Piggy Bank of Riches because that's going to give us a bunch of max life. We're going to sell this to keep rolling. Now another badge rune means we're going to have crazy absurd amount of damage reduction during battle rage. It also speeds up our Practically Large Greatsword. Let's take it, let's sell our Piggy Bank actually. And let's keep going. We sell these gemstones to roll again. And we do get another Tiger rune, which I'm going to sell a stone and is 2 take for now. Unfortunately, we didn't get a final Final Hawk Rune. We could sell our cheese. Cheese doesn't really do anything. It gives us a small bit max life. But I'm going to sell it. Can we find it? Definitely not, unfortunately. Anything else we can sell? We kind of literally need everything else. So we didn't actually get the final Hawk Rune. But we do manage to get 60% crit damage. We managed to get 48% crit chance. And 3 Tiger Runes. We could have crazy absurd amount of block from this as well. I say crazy absurd. I don't think it's that great in armor. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like it's just not that great. Now it is fantastic on something that attacks super fast like a Falcon Blade. Falcon Blade, Vampirism on hate is nuts by the sounds of it. So I'd like to try it again with a bunch of Tiger Runes on a Falcon Blade setup. Now 3 Badge Runes inside our armor might actually be overkill because we're going to take literal 0 damage during battle rage. But let's go and see if it's going to be good enough. I do want to keep our little Fortune Hammer because it is going to have a lot of damage with Empower. And we are facing crossblades with double Perfect Sapphire with crazy absurd coldness. But we managed to deal 332 damage in 1 hit. And we just need 1 big more smack. And what the hell did I just say? 1 big more smack? Awesome, we didn't get to crit to finish him off, but that was a 2-hit. 2-hit Impractically Large Bloodthorne. I mean, this weapon is just crazy. We had a 200 DPS. Even our opponent had a crazy absurd setup as well. We also had a 39% chance to block damage with our Moon Shield, which is really not great for Fortuna's case. To be honest, Mana Mastery also a big massive contributor to our win because it does give us a bunch more buffs. Now as for heals, we end up with a 32 healing per second, which is actually pretty decent. That chipped ruby providing quite a bit of heals along with the Vampirism. And as for block, we did manage to get about 400 block, which is about 147 block because the fight only lasted 3 seconds. But that block didn't matter in this fight. But this round 4 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we manage to get. Plus 15, ranking us up quite a bit actually. But it's a super fun run. I'm gonna leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep a look for the next one. I'll see you next time. We're back in some round 18 fights, and we're gonna see can we get more damage on this big old Bloodthorne. Our opponent does get invulnerability, which does allow us to actually scale up our damage. Since we're going to have insane buffs, and that was a 454 crit one shot. Now we're going to be taking on a Rainbow Goobers. Are we going to be able to burst them down before that Rainbow Goober becomes too much of an issue? We did all miss. We do get a hit, but it's not a crit. That's a crit as well, but they're surviving, and that was a 621 crit to actually outbeat them. Now can we take on this infinite stacking cupcake staff? Infinite heat stacking, they're going to get crits as well. And we'll see. Now they're actually going to end up stacking up mana, but as long as we get 1 big old smack, yeah, it's not going to matter too much. And finally, can we take on this Crow double snow stick type opponent? Now they could be inflicting a lot more cold with the snow sticks, but they're not going to have a chance to survive that. And we are going to begin an infinite healing crossblades because this piercing arrow is going to scale up their lifesteal, but they don't have chance to scale up their lifesteal.